You know, in today's hospitality world, the most important fortress isn't built with stone and mortar, it's digital. And that's what we're going to explore the system based controls that protect every single transaction, every piece of guest data, and really the very heart of a hotel's entire operation.
Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and as a partner with the Europe Hotel School, I am absolutely delighted to guide you through this. We're going to break down how all these controls, both the tech and the human side of things, come together to create a secure and super efficient hotel environment. This is the stuff that's going to prepare you for your career out there in the real world.
So, how exactly does this digital fortress work? Well, first we'll dive into the core challenge that every modern hotel faces. Then we'll look at how we guard those digital doors, how we authorize every single action that happens inside, how we turn raw data into actual insight. And finally, we'll meet the most critical component of all, what we call the human firewall. I want you to just picture a modern hotel for a second. It's not just a building, it's this massive living ecosystem of data. I mean, from the moment a guest first clicks to book a room, all the way to their final bill, to staff payroll, every single action is captured and connected within its systems. It's incredible. Now, this deep integration creates amazing efficiency, for sure, but it also brings up a really critical question. With all of this sensitive financial and personal information just flowing through our systems every second of every day, how do we make sure our most valuable assets, our data, our revenue, and our guests' trust, are actually protected? The very first line of defense is actually pretty simple. Who gets the keys to the kingdom? System access controls are basically the digital gatekeepers. They're there to make sure that only the right people can open specific doors in the hotel's operating system. And the guiding philosophy here, and this is something we really emphasize at the Europe Hotel School, is the principle of least privilege. Now, that might sound a little formal, but in simple terms, it just means a front desk agent doesn't need access to the payroll system, right? And a chef doesn't need to be able to issue room refunds. You are granted access only to the tools you absolutely need to do your job, and nothing more. This really lays out the stakes pretty clearly. On the one hand, if you give people too much access, you're just asking for trouble. Unauthorized transactions, maybe data manipulation, and it's almost impossible to track who's accountable. But on the other side, applying the principle of least privilege directly tackles each one of those risks. And in an industry like ours, with a lot of staff turnover, this isn't just a nice idea. It is a fundamental security control. Okay, so once someone is inside the system, how do we manage what they actually do? Well, that's where automated approval workflows come into play. They create a really secure, structured process for pretty much every important transaction. Let's walk through a common scenario. Imagine a guest needs a refund. The front desk agent kicks off the request right there in the system. That request is then automatically sent over to their manager, who probably gets a little notification on their tablet. With just a single tap, the manager can review and approve it. And only then, only after that approval, is the transaction actually processed. This creates incredible consistency and, just as important, accountability. And you know what? Every single one of those steps, the request, the approval, the final transaction, it all leaves behind a digital footprint. We call this the audit trail. Think of it as an unchangeable record of who did what and when they did it. It's absolutely essential for tracking things down and investigating any issues that might pop up. So we've got our preventative controls in place, but we also need a watchtower, a way to survey the entire fortress. That's exactly the role of detective controls. We use the vast amount of data our systems collect to actively hunt for trends, anomalies, and any potential red flags. An exception report is designed to do just one thing: flag anything that falls outside the norm. Just look at this one. It's showing guest discounts broken down by department. Right away, you see something that makes you go, why are spa discounts so much higher than everything else? Now, it could be a promotion, totally fine. Or it could be a problem. Either way, this report gives management a really precise question to ask. And that is how raw data becomes powerful, actionable insight. And now we get to it. We've arrived at what I think is the most important part of this entire system. We've talked about all this cool technology, about data, about automated processes. But you know what? None of it works without the most sophisticated component of all: our people. You. You are the human firewall. This is just a fundamental truth in our industry. You could have the strongest digital fortress in the world, but it can be completely undermined if the people operating inside it aren't trained, aware, and vigilant.
The system is just a tool. Its effectiveness, at the end of the day, depends entirely on the user. So, a truly effective control environment is really a partnership between technology and people. It absolutely requires properly trained users who actually understand the systems they're using, clear policies that guide their actions, active management oversight, and a real culture of cybersecurity awareness. The Europe Hotel School really emphasizes this idea of shared responsibility because protecting guest data and the hotel's assets isn't just the job of the IT department. Nope. From the general manager all the way to the front desk agent to the housekeeping staff, every single person has a part to play in keeping that environment secure. So, as you get ready to launch your own careers in this amazing, dynamic industry, I want to leave you with this question to think about. You now understand the system, you get the controls, and you see the risks. The final, critical piece of that puzzle is you. So, how will you, in whatever role you take on, contribute to and strengthen the human firewall?